Wellness Wednesday. Glad you're here. First, got a couple of announcements, a little bit of housekeeping. So everybody heard about the two events that we're planning for the center here and for the DME Deli? On Wednesday, June 13th, we've got two events going on. We're going to have a food fair exclusive for you guys, just for DME employees, that's going to start 11:30 and go until 1 o'clock. Now, we do have limited food for that. We're going to have Avocado Kitchen coming in with some of their specialties. We're going to have Fresh Healthy Cafe. So what you need to do is you need to get down to the deli and see Michelle. She's going to register you, and you want to make sure you get in there early and get registered, and then she's going to have some tickets that she's going to give you ultimately. Tickets aren't printed yet, but when she has those, you'll be some of the first ones to get them. We started at 11:30, so you guys can get over and get you some lunch before you come over here for the session. Then starting at 2:30 and running until 6:30, we're going to have an open house here at Bennett Fitness. Avocado and Fresh will also be here. We're going to make some tasty treats to bring in as well. We've got about 9 outside businesses coming in as vendors, so we're going to have a little mini expo here. We're going to have a couple of brief discussions and some brief exercise demos from that 2:30 to 6:30 slot. This is open to the public. Invite other people to come in because we want to share this center and we want to share the experience of what you guys are going through. So I want to commend you today for showing up, because the first step in success, and really half of success, is just showing up. So we're going to do a slightly different affirmation today. We're going to do a personal affirmation. So I want everybody to raise their right hand, and I want you to take your right hand and I want you to put it on the back of your left shoulder, and I want you to pat your back and say, I showed up. I showed up. Now keep patting it. Now I want you to take your left hand and put it on the back of your right shoulder. I want you to give yourself a big hug, and I want you to say, I am awesome.
I am awesome.
Now I want you to high five somebody within your reach and say, we are growing. We've got some great topics today. Today is all about technology. We live in a world of technology. There have been more technological advancements in our lifetimes than in the history of the world. Can we agree on that? I mean, powerful things, computers, and they just keep getting better and better and faster and faster. So today we're going to talk about how this technology can apply to us, our health, our levels of stress, our wellness, and our food production as well. So we got a couple of demos for you today. I'm going to show you how to make one of my staples in my diet, one of my favorite recipes. We're going to introduce you to our new friend here in the Bennett Fitness Center. We have a guest speaker that's going to be popping in momentarily. And of course, as always, someone's going to get us up and active with some easy, anytime exercise technology. So first, let's introduce Harriet. Hydroponic Harriet, as Stillman calls her. Anybody, is this the first time anybody has seen this? Or? This is a living tower. It's a self-contained, self-sustainable hydroponic and aeroponic tower garden. It has 28 different pods, each of which has its own plant. These plants that you see here are 4.5, almost 5 weeks old. They started out, all of them, about 1 inch tall. The hydroponic aeroponic system allows these plants to grow at about 4 to 8 times the normal rate of a soil garden, a raised bed garden, a pot, or a normal hydroponic. Trust me, I have been well into gardening for a very long time. My grandparents had a victory garden, as they called it, that they started after World War II and really had all the way up until they were in their 80s. And I got to help them with the soil garden, pulling weeds and dealing with bugs and all the, praying for rain, all the different things that go with having an outdoor garden. So the benefit of this is that it is self-contained, it's portable, and it virtually takes all the thinking out of gardening. You fill it up with water, you make sure the pH is right on the water, because we all know the importance of pH now. And then you add some minerals to it about once or twice a month, depending on how much the water level drops. And the water level dropping is going to depend on what environment it's in, how hot it is outside, how much shade it gets, etc. So this needs about a minimum of 6 hours of sunshine a day. 8 to 10 is ideal. So we move this inside and outside of the center. Stillman takes it out in the morning, brings it back in the evening. Another beauty of it is if you've got a hurricane or a really bad storm coming or something, if you've got a raised bed garden or a bunch of pots outside that might not be portable, they could easily get snapped, broken, or destroyed in a storm, and you lose all your growth and you start over from zero again. This tower, if you wanted to buy one retail, now this has some bells and whistles on it, the wheels, and there's 2 extensions. But the base model runs about $500 cash, or you can get it on a monthly payment plan, interest-free, for $45 a month. And Benefitness is now a distributor for the Tower Garden, so if you have interest, we can make that available to you. Once you're purchased it and you're up and running, it costs somewhere around $20 or $30 a month to keep it going with the minerals that you put in. Now, you can easily grow more than $20 or $30 a month in produce on this. And I tell you this, I've been a vegetarian 17 years. I've eaten a lot of greens. This produces the best tasting greens I've ever had in my life. The term is beyond organic. It has all 84 minerals and nutrients in it. And we all know the importance of minerals as well now, right? So Harriet, watch her grow, stop by, check on her. We're going to be posting some pictures on the blog. We're going to be harvesting her from time to time and enjoying some of the fruits of her production. So that's how technology has really come to pass with food production now. And it's proof that we can grow food easily and economically without using pesticides and harmful fertilizers. If a plant is growing with all that nutrient strength, and if it's getting that nutrient strength delivered hydroponically and aeroponically, it's stronger, so it can fight disease and infection and bugs and pests a lot easier. So when you grow your own food, now let's talk about maybe how we can produce and actually cook, so to speak, or prep some of this food. Today I'm going to demonstrate one of my favorite kitchen technologies. This little device is called the spiruli. Runs about $40. You can buy it, some health food stores carry it. Access to Organics over on Mason has one for $41.75. You can order it online, maybe $38, $39. It's a piece of cake. Now it has suction cups at the bottom. So what you're going to do is you're going to suction cup it to your surface. These blades are sharp as can be. Maybe the sharpest blade. I just barely touched it with my finger to see how sharp it was because it had 2 stickers on it warning you, and just barely a touch gave me a nice little paper cut that took about a week to heal. So blades are extremely sharp. You're going to want to clean it with a brush. Now, zucchini squash, extremely inexpensive. This pack of 3 was right around $2.50. Now what I do is I try to get the straightest ones I can get when I buy it, and I cut the ends off. So I take about that much of that end off at the top of the stem, and at the bottom I'm just going to cut the rounded part off. I'm not going to waste much of the produce. And I'm going to do that with all 3 of these, just to get a square end so that it'll work well into the machine. And my hands are clean, because cleanliness is next to godliness in my book, especially when it comes to food prep. All right. Now this end has these little daggers that go into the end of the squash here. So you take this, you stick it in like so, and you push it forward. Got a little handle here. So you just crank the handle forward with your left hand, and you turn like so, and it just comes out in these awesome looking ribbons that looks just like a fettuccine or a spaghetti noodle. Sip it on down. And we prepped some of this last night for you, so you're going to get to sample some. Leah, do you want to go ahead and distribute some of the samples? Just like that. Got yourself some spiralized zucchini. This works well with sweet potatoes, with carrots. They have vertical ones as well. I've found just through polling my friends who are chefs and people that have used both that the horizontal model tends to work a lot better than the vertical model.
Would it have to be a small sweet potato?
No, it'll take a pretty good radius because that blade is about that long, and that's only turning on half of it, so you could probably put a potato about as big as that on it.
As hard as a potato is, it's going to grind that.
Oh, for sure.
The pressure in there.
Absolutely. This blade will take your finger off in a New York
I'm just
minute.
thinking of the plastic going in.
Sean, I want to check for allergies.
Yeah, does anybody have any food allergies?
I want
Not
to check
allergies?
for allergies.
No, just
No.
potatoes.
Okay.
Just
No
potatoes?
potatoes.
Okay. We have dairy-free cheese in the pesto, and there's walnuts in there. So the pesto sauce we've already pre-prepared. We made that last night. And basically all that goes in that is fresh basil, walnuts, olive oil, garlic, and I think that's it.
I'm in my own camera. I think we have extra of that.
That's delicious. Very good.
So that is all raw.
And that's really good with just marinara too.
Yep.
You just put marinara.
You can do a marinara. There's even some different Alfredo sauces you can make out of nuts that'll go on there. So what I do, because some of these spirals are very, very long, I'll just run the knife through and chop them up a little bit so I don't end up with like a 2-foot long noodle. Some people like that, but for samples they don't work so well when they're that long.
Could you say again what you put in it?
Yes, the pesto sauce has, you can either use walnuts or pine nuts. We use walnuts, olive oil, garlic, basil. Leah, is there anything else I'm forgetting? I think that's it.
Then she said there's cheese.
Oh yes, dairy-free Parmesan, you're right.
How can it be dairy-free?
It's a Veggie Slices brand that's lactose-free. It's, I don't know exactly what is in it, but it's a, if you go to Publix, it's back in the produce section in the back called Veggie Slices.
Suspicious.
Probably soy.
So the pesto sauce here is,
When you're lactose intolerant, you definitely are to be suspicious.
yeah, there's no, should be no lactose in this whatsoever.
Well,
So the pesto sauce here, I'm just gonna mix up a little bit. We did this in a little mini food processor. Spoon some right in there. And you can just toss it around. I've got a wooden fork here that I just use to toss it up with the other fork. Just mix it with the pesto. And once again, you can just, this keeps pretty well too if you put it in the refrigerator and just put it in an airtight Tupperware before you toss it with the pesto. You can break it into a couple different containers and you can do like a marinara sauce one day. You don't want to cook the zucchini. You'll heat the marinara sauce on the stove or in the microwave and just spoon it on top of the zucchini. But it's an excellent raw food dish. What do you guys think?
Very good.
It's very quick. I mean, the pesto sauce, it's like, I mean, you're talking minutes to make a batch of pesto sauce. Less than a minute to heat up a little bit of marinara in the microwave. And you saw how fast I just zipped off. Now, this is a rather large quantity here that I did, and still pretty quick, not even in my own kitchen.
how many people, sorry, how many people do you think that would serve?
How many people this would serve? This is probably, I would say, it depends on if you're using it as a side or a main dish. For a fist-sized quantity, which is about right there, I've probably got four full servings, maybe 5 or 6 if you've got a smaller fist like Deborah Ann Lee. So very, very inexpensive meal. Like I said, the zucchini was around $2. The total cost of the pesto, pine nuts makes it a little bit more expensive, but I mean, you're still talking a few dollars.
Use the walnuts, you won't taste the difference.
Yeah, walnuts are definitely a good
can't
budget alternative to the
Spend that
pine
much.
nuts.
That still keeps for a while.
Yeah, and this will
Ridiculous.
keep for quite a while,
I think you can
so it's not going to spoil very quickly.
$8 for a bag of wine.
Any comments or feedback?
Excellent. Very good.
Any thoughts? Excellent.
And
We've got some.
there's more samples. Please.
Yeah, we've got some more samples here if you guys would like. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take the samples over to the fridge. If anybody else wants one, just let me know. I'll grab you one. And now that I've made another batch, we've got even more. If somebody wants more, we'll fill the cup up for you. We didn't know how many people would be here today. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to turn the segment over to Stillman now.
That's all mixed. Got a little bit there, you say?
On the tray.
That's got pesto. Oh, down there. Oh, I see what you're saying, the core.
Yeah, the core.
All right, after that nice, light, refreshing little snack. Let's all stand up. Find our balance for our easy anytime stretch review and then our new ones today. Okay, so we know the basics. We're standing up and your feet position should be where? Shoulder width, correct? All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to get our balance. Balls of your feet and your heels. You want to feel evenly, correct? Then we want to bend our knees, right, in review, okay, without torquing our hips. Then we want to pull our shoulders back, then neutralize our head. So when we pull our shoulders back, our chest is going to go forward, and we're going to neutralize. So we should be able to feel from the top of our head all the way straight down our body weight and balanced in the ball of our foot and our heels. Okay? So what we're going to do is let's take a test. Breathing is, what's the cadence for breathing? Okay, what is the second? Very good. All right, so we're going to inhale for 7, hold for 28, and exhale for 14. We're going to do 2 reps, but the second one's going to be different than the first. So ready? Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Relax. Okay. Keeping your posture now, same position of where you're feeling. What I want you to do, only if you feel comfortable, some people may not, I want you to close your eyes. Because I want you to feel the difference with your eyes open and when your eyes close, what happens internally in your brain. Okay, and you should be able to notice some distinctions. I'm not going to share them to you, but I want you just to start learning these things. All right, so ready? Close your eyes. In. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Relax. Okay, did you notice your brain was doing some different things? Yes, no?
I'm feeling it falling.
Are you feeling it?
Bigger, like brighter.
I see in the back of my eyelids.
Okay. Different things. Okay, so just tune into that because there's going to be some different little distinctions that we're going to look at. All right. So we're going to go over some wrist things again. All right. So what we want to do, get your posture. Remember we talked about bringing your hands together. Now we want to elevate our elbows up. And we want to bring our hands downward if we can to stretch our fingers. Open your fingers up as wide as you can. And make sure your palms are flat. This is all review. Okay? So we're going to hold it for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Hands together. All right. We start up here, then bring them down. Open your fingers. We're stretching our fingers, our forearms, and bring your arms down so that the elbows and the forearms are 90 degrees and your forearms parallel to the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so why is it so important? Because as Josh is going to talk about technology, you're doing this, you're typing so much. So we know we did this, and Sean has a little comment at the end for the people that did their little bit of homework. So we're going to go over some new ones now. Okay, so let's go back to our base. Base, feet straight, posture. All right, watch first. Let me show you first. Last week we went over some stuff for the back. We're going to stay with the back and the hips. So what we're going to do is we're going to rotate forward, and then you can either go clockwise or counterclockwise. And rotate all the way around. So what we're doing, you've been sitting. You've been sitting at your workstation. So now we're going to loosen up the back and the hips to prepare it for another easy anytime exercise that we're going to do. So, with your knees bent, because that's going to help you with your balance, lean forward slightly, then roll either to your, I'm going to my left, so either way back a little bit, all the way around, and back to center. All right? Now let's add the breathing to it. We'll stack it. Take a deep breath in. Exhale slowly as you go all the way around. Okay? Now back to stand up. Now let's go the reverse. Take a deep breath in. Lean forward, exhale, and roll to the opposite side. And all the way around. You're going to feel more flexible one way or another. All right, up straight. Deep breath in. Exhale. Wrong. Deep breath in. Lean forward. Exhale. All the way around. Okay, so why I wanted to do that is I wanted to loosen up for your back a little bit. Now, once again, let me show you. All right, last week, if you remember, we did the flat back, the table. Remember it was flat? So what we did is our hips with a hinge. So I just pivoted at my hips, and I kept my shoulders back and my back flat, okay? And my range was only here, okay, down a little bit below my knees. Today, we always want to, when we're doing some stretches, we want to try to quantify it. Okay, when you're doing your strength training, you have a tracking sheet and you check how many reps you were doing in your weights. Okay, same thing. So today, just watch first, shoulder width apart. We're just going to, now we're going to round our back, because my goal is, can I go to the top of my socks? Can I go to my sneakers? Don't try this yet. Can I go here? Can I go here? Can I go here? Okay? So the goal is different on this one. My back is not flat, okay? I'm stretching my back, I'm stretching my shoulder blades, I'm stretching my hamstrings, I'm stretching my calves, I'm stretching the whole backside because I've been sitting, okay? So, how we're gonna do is we're gonna just put our hands up over our head, put our fingers together, take a deep breath in, exhale slowly, and go all the way down, okay? Comfortable for you. Whatever feels comfortable for you, all right? Now take a deep breath in slowly there. Exhale slowly. All right, now I want you to bend your knees and then raise yourself up. Come all the way up. Bend your knees and come all the way up. Okay, why do I want you to bend your knees, Stillman? Because that takes the stress off your back when you come up. So you don't aggravate anything, okay? So we're going to do one more that way, and then I'm going to show you a couple of variations. All right, arms up over your head. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Come all the way forward. Go down what's comfortable for you. Notice how far you can go down. Take a deep breath in or shallow breath. Exhale. Bend your knees and come up. Okay, so that's touching the floor or touching your shins. So standardize that. Okay, I can touch the tops of my sneakers. Today I can do that. After a week, maybe you can touch your shoelaces. Follow progression, small steps of success. All right, now what you're going to do, just watch, you're going to bring your feet together. We're going to do the same thing, concept here, exhale, but now what you're going to do is you're going to come down and go either to your left or your right. And we're going to try touching our pants, our sneakers, the floor, whatever works for you. But I want your knees rigid, so they're going to stay locked. Okay? So, once again, go what's comfortable for you. All right, arms up over your head, deep breath in. Exhale, slowly lower yourself down, go to one side. All right, now while you're there, take a deep, little inhale breath. Exhale, bend your knees, and come straight up again, twisting as you come up. All right, now we're going to go right into the other side. So arms are over your head, take a deep breath in. Exhale, you go to the opposite side. Come all the way, exhale as you come down, come all the way down. All right, little breath in. Exhale, bend your knees, and come up. Okay, so we did two versions of the back and the hips. Flat, and then your back was rounded. So you're going to get different variation of stretches on both of those. So how many do you do? It's a time thing. Can I do, one, and one? Because that's all the time I have? Great. Can I do one variation of each? Yes. Can I do the flat back off to the side? Absolutely. Okay, so you have 6 different variations there. Okay? All right, each of you have a seat, please. Any questions on that? Once again, bend your knees when you come up. No fast, jerky movements, and don't bounce. There's no bouncing on these in a stretch. Okay? Back to you, Sean.
Thanks, Stillman. Easy, anytime, anywhere technology. That's what it's all about. Making exercise accessible to you, regardless of your time, where you're at your desk, in your car, at home. So that's the baby step technology there, fitness-wise. On the other end of the spectrum, Stillman has invested in the best fitness technology on the market. I've worked out with dozens of different types of equipment, from hammer strength to Nautilus to everything in between, Cybex, you name it. Stillman has assembled the best group of exercise technology outside. So if you haven't utilized the equipment in the Bennett Fitness Center, wow, you're missing out, because I'm telling you, it is absolutely incredible. And there's all kinds of other fitness technologies as well to help you keep track of your momentum, your goals. Nike has a new fuel band out that Josh is going to talk about. You know, just the pulse rate monitoring systems on the machines we have in here is a great technology, so you can see where your targets are. I'm going to turn it over to Josh and let him share with you some powerful technology that will help you become more productive with less stress. And with less stress comes what? More health.
That's right.
Josh, take it away.
Thanks, you guys. Thanks, Sean. And thank you guys for your time. Appreciate it. I'm just going to hook right here and just plug it into the iPad. All right, you guys. So I'm a mobile technology expert and cloud computing specialist. That's what I do for my business. So I show people how to get into new technology. And so what Sean's asked me to do with you guys is actually show you a few tips on how you can use technology to improve your productivity and your health especially. So, let's see if we got a signal going here. All right. One thing I want to go over with you guys real quick actually is really great technology I discovered. This is made by a company called Withings, and this is the Wi-Fi body scale. So this allows you to actually chart your fat, muscle, and BMI and have it sync with your smartphone. So we're kind of seeing how these smartphones can be really, really great for your health already. There's something really unique about these things that's changing the world. These are the Swiss Army knife of the future, in my opinion. I mean, these things can do anything. It's more than just a cell phone now. We used to be when cell phones first came out, it's like, oh, I got this phone that's mobile that can do all these little things like texting. But now it's kind of the reverse. Now it's like a computer in your pocket that also happens to be a phone. And so this is one of the cool things with this company is they specialize in making equipment that pairs up with the phone well. So they even have a baby monitor that you can use to view your child anywhere in the world through the internet, right to the baby monitor where it resides. So that's something cool. But today's emphasis, of course, is the Wi-Fi body scale. So something really great you guys should check out. So it comes, you can get an app on the iPad or the iPhone. It's only exclusive to the Apple devices at the moment, but it's just something really cool to check out. So it kind of opens your mind up to how you can use that with your phone. And I got a couple other ones here. Of course, we know about the fuel band. Let me see if I can get a better. So there's the fuel band, and that thing's really great. I want to show you guys the video, if you're okay with it as well, is it shows you really the potential of this device. Now this is going to change a lot of things. We're actually looking into how we can implement this into the GROW program as well. So let me get into YouTube here and just give you a little test of that video.
Runners, walkers, basketball players, or breakdancers. They all have one thing in common: Nike Fuel, the ultimate measure of activity, of sport, of commitment, of your entire athletic life. Telling you more about yourself than you ever knew before. It isn't bought or sold, it's earned. From the moment you start moving, the more you move, the more you earn. Fuel is calculated the same way for everyone. So whoever you are and however you move, we're all connected. Connected by Nike Fuel.
Really interesting, huh? That thing is amazing. So going back to fuel band. So it tracks your activity through sport-tested accelerometer, similar to that in the iPhone or Android devices. So it actually can sense the motion on all directions, not just through gravity, but if you're like those guys are doing crazy break dancers, if they're flipping around, it'll still detect that motion in any direction you go. And of course, the app will allow you to track your progress. And I just had a little correction. Actually, this is the one that's only exclusive to iPhone. The Withings Wi-Fi body scale, that's actually Android and iPhone. So a little correction on that. And then going down here, we have Map My Run. This is really unique. You guys might have heard of this one as well. There's many other providers. Nike also makes something similar to this, but I showed you guys this one because this is also on Android and iPhone. So this allows you to track your running through GPS, because these are GPS-enabled devices, so you can actually see your route. And it is very important to track these so you can see your results. You can see if you're going further or you're going to new terrain. So this thing is really great. Check that out. Of course, the other one, Nike Plus, that one is only exclusive to the iPhone, but it allows you to do the same thing. That one's highly rated, so check it out. Allows you to run and workout, tracking and logging, pace, live route map, distance, calories, so like an estimated calories that you're burning, elevation, nutrition, and that's about it. So I also just wanted to show you a couple of things. Now, when you talk about productivity, oh yes, you have a question?
Yes. That's only with the chip in your shoe or in one of your bands, or?
The Nike one is with the chip.
Oh, that one's not with the chip?
No, that one's without. So that one you can just use it with the phone itself.
Oh,
And what's really cool too is that a lot of us like to listen to music while we're running. You can run that app while at the same time using like an iPod or Pandora or even the Spotify app, I believe, while that's running. You might use up a little bit of juice, but hey, at least you get to have a really unique run at that point. Yes?
Would it be good for walking and biking too, or is it only running?
That's a great question. I didn't look into it that deep, but I would imagine yes, because it's built on GPS.
Yeah.
So you could probably just label it as biking, and you can imagine that whatever distance you go, you want to improve on that down the road. So the apps are really important for tracking the results and seeing where you want to go. You know, it's all about, like we say, we set goals here, and we got to figure out how we can get to that goal. And only by tracking can you do so. Now, speaking of tracking, this is a really important one I want to show you guys to do. This one's available on iPhone and Android, and on the tablets as well, so you can get an iPad, iPhone, Android smartphone. I believe it's on Android tablets as well. This is very unique. Now, some people may dabble with doing notes in their phone. You know, I know Leah is kind of experimenting with that right now. She's just kind of writing little notes of what she needs to do. This is a dedicated to-do list, and this thing's amazing. This you can set up repeating tasks that you need an alert, a push alert for, that will show you, hey, you gotta get this done. My wife and I are having a baby, of course, so she's put a bunch of things in there. Install car seat, which I procrastinated a little bit. Something I'm learning to overcome here in this program. But you know, if I want to, I can say, I'm done with that. And then what's really powerful about this is syncing through my wife's phone and my phone, so it doesn't matter where we're at. I mean, we always have our cell phone on us nowadays. It's amazing. So you see why it's really great to have something like this. It's actually an indicator that you don't have to use paper anymore, especially with this. This is a good first step if you guys are curious if you want to go paperless. So I can cross that off, or if I want, I can just tap on it, put it right back where it was. You can easily add something new on the top there. I can say, make it to the hospital. Hospital. Save. And next time she opens up her phone, she's going to get that synced together. And you know how awesome that is for married couples. Grocery list, you name it. I mean, you can use this thing for project management, actually. You can say, let me see if I can get a project going here. Okay, so I'll just put a test item. And instead of a to-do, I can make a checklist or a project. And I can say what calendar I want it to go on, so I can really get specific with it. Now in this, I can create checklists, which are, once again, I can have a bunch of tasks in a checklist, or just start going off with a bunch of tasks. So let's put test 2. And we'll call that. There. So you put a bunch of those in there, and it all goes into different groups of to-do lists. And I call that cloud computing when it syncs and keeps its seamless computing experience across many devices. That's just another thing I consult on. If you guys are ever curious, you're welcome to always email me and figure out how you can take it to the next level with mobile devices. Any other questions about that?
Is that an app, or is that actually like on the phone we have notes? I have an iPhone, I don't have it with me. So you're using the notes, or is that an app that you're using?
This is an app, actually. The Note app on a device like this is also its own app.
Right.
Usually those are the native ones that are
Right.
built into it. With the iPhones, they use an iCloud service to sync that between your devices. This is actually just a third party. This is another company to do. So it's actually the number 2 DO. I just recommend this one.
Okay.
I've gone through a lot of them.
To-do.
This one's really, really simple, and it has all these different things you can do. Like I said, repeating tasks. Once you mark it off, it'll automatically throw it into the next day or next week, wherever you want. Leah, did you have a question?
Yeah, that you said that one's called what?
This one's called To Do
To-do.
with a
Number
number 2.
two.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can easily go between them. Like I said, when you use that for a shopping list, you will not write down a shopping list ever
That's
again
right.
because, like I said, sometimes you forget that shopping list at home, right?
Yeah.
Do we ever forget our phone? Oh no. You know when you forget our phone, it's a bad day. It's like having a bad hair day. I'm not kidding. You guys know I'm speaking the truth. It just makes us, it almost makes us weird, but
So you
Yeah.
can sync that to someone else's, if someone else has the app,
Yes.
you can sync it with their, because that's brilliant.
that's essentially what cloud computing is. It's something that's changing how we use computers. This is why mobile devices are becoming so popular. So as you can see, you can do things like track your health, track your body, your BMI, your fat content. It's just unreal what these things can do. But getting productive is a great first step. Getting a nice solid to-do list and learning how you can sync that information across your other devices. And they also have instructions on how you can do that. Okay, now go on this other device, sign in, automatically brings in the information. Okay. Another one I'm going to show you guys just so you can get an idea of how you can sync files between your devices. This is really cool. So this is, Sean and I actually collaborate on a folder through Dropbox. You guys ever heard of Dropbox?
Yeah.
A lot of us are very familiar with it right now. It's a common cloud storage, meaning you put files in the cloud through the internet, and you can actually sync that across all devices. You can share the folder whoever you want, any platform, doesn't matter if it's Windows, Mac, Android, iPhone. So I can access this folder on my iPhone, my Mac, my iPad, any Windows PC. I can access it through the browser. And so we actually use that to collaborate. And instead of emailing these big files, what I can do is I can dump like a 1 gigabyte file, which you can't email. I can dump that in there, and then I can just send Sean a link that will tell him to go there, and he can download it however he wants. So it really bypasses the restriction of not being able to email large files. Any questions about that? Sounds like everybody's starting to get this one. It's pretty straightforward. It's amazing. Okay. Another one is calendaring. I highly recommend you guys get used to doing a calendar on an electronic device. A lot of us have smartphones, and we're just seeing it as a really fancy phone that can do a couple things that are really nice, like checking email. But I'm telling you, the to-do list, using something like Dropbox, and doing a calendar is amazing. Now, once again, we always have our smartphone on us. Now, how many times have we forgotten that calendar or left it in our purse, which is in the car, or something like that? So some of us are used to doing that. Some of us are already using this, but through certain services that are cloud related, like Apple's iCloud or Google Apps, it's different than just Google's Gmail. It allows you to use a calendar and sync that across multiple devices. Once again, like the to-do list, you can share that with anybody you want. Anybody who has, for example, if I'm using a Google Calendar, I'd have to share it with somebody else who has Google, and if I'm using iCloud, I can share it with somebody else who has iCloud. It would only make sense if you're sharing within your family. You'd probably get everybody set up on the same service so you can do so. The beauty about the iPhone and the iPad, actually also Android devices, is actually you can sync all the Google stuff with all of those. I have different calendars, like my handheld desk. That one's all Google, and iCloud, that's all Apple services. So you can see I got a ton of calendars. That's just my style. It's always good to start off with maybe like one calendar, and once you feel comfortable, you can separate those and color coordinate them. Let me show you how great this is. You gotta change an event. I'm gonna say, okay, let's move the PEP presentation Thursday. All right, and then I can move it in a different time if I want to. This is a lot faster than having to erase and rewrite it in another place. always add something new in the bottom right if I need to, and just call it test. Give it a different day. Let's call that Friday. I can give it an alert. Now, this is amazing. When you can get used to using alerts like this, once again, you always have your smartphone. How powerful is it when you can be almost anywhere and you get an alert? Go to this meeting. Go now. You can set it up for at the time of the event, 5 minutes before. I generally do about 30 minutes or an hour before, because you can make up for driving time and that takes to get to it. Are you guys pretty comfortable with calendars, digital calendars? You guys use that here at TME a lot?
I use mine on my phone and the one
On
at
your phone?
TV.
So you guys, you'd be surprised, you could probably sync your DME calendar.
Yeah, Exchange
with your mobile
usually
device.
syncs up with.
I did one time, and there's a very terrible side effect.
Oh.
I got the entire contacts list of DME in my phone, and I had to delete them all because I didn't need 300 employees
Ouch.
in my contact list.
Yeah, that's a tough one. So
Yeah, so Outlook's a little.
they'd have to partner with the IT department to figure that one out. But it's great because you can do that, and you can also mix it with your personal life too. Because nowadays, instead of having employers issue these devices to us, we're in this different paradigm now where we actually we bring our own devices to work, and so that's what technology world's trying to catch up with that and figure out how they can do that. And cloud computing is the source for that. Do you have a question, Sean?
Yeah, Josh, is it feasible, would you use the calendar or the to-do list to set alerts to like remind you to drink water or to do exercises or stuff like that? Would you use one or both, or how do they?
Absolutely. Myself, I'd love to use the calendar because I can see where to fit it in my schedule. So I can say, okay, use this time to do like leads calls, follow up with folks, or use this time to, like here's one with a client on Thursday and Friday in the afternoon, and I can set them up to repeat. Like say I'm taking a class every week, I can automatically set it to repeat every single week at that time, and not have to write it in a paper calendar over and over again. Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I like to put things that I gotta get done on there. Sometimes I'll change it up and put on the to-do list. To-do list is kind of nice if it's like a list of things. So maybe I might set aside some time in my calendar to complete a list, and then I'll go to that list and then complete it that way. Yes.
Is that the calendar already in the phone also, or is that a special app?
This is one that's built into the iPad already, and of course Android has one built in as well. I'm a big Google fan. I love iCloud. Apple's working on making it very seamless between devices, but Google is just a powerhouse player in cloud computing. Remember when I say cloud computing, that's just simply the ability to sync information between devices through the internet without you having to even worry about it. It's just all automatic. So my wife Jenny can actually add something to her calendar. The purple is her calendar, so I can see that online. But if I want to, I can easily say, well, just to kind of get out of the crowded calendars, I can go and I'm going to just tap on hers. I'm going to close that out. And as you can see now on Monday, the purple is gone. And anytime I want to bring it back, there we go. And I like to look at week view, but you can easily look at day view. So that's Friday. Let me go back to Wednesday here. As you can see, I'm just so busy today. I'm sure you guys will fill up your calendar like crazy. And then you go to month view, go to year view if I need to. I want to just jump to another month. You can also slide on the bottom here. And these are the basic principles of all calendars. It doesn't really matter what device you're using. What's really cool is I can go on any computer and access the same calendar through the browser. Now if I want to access my iCloud ones that are in here, I go to iCloud.com. If I want to access my Google ones, I go to Google or calendar.google.com, and that's where I can then mess with the information on that, and it just pushes out to all devices, and I can choose who I want to share it with. It's quite amazing. Any other questions about the calendar? No. All right. Well, that's what I highly recommend to get you started on mobile devices. To use the calendar and really see how you will never be late ever again. It's amazing because we always have our phone. The only time you're probably going to be late is if you don't have your phone that day. And these things are backed up like tenfold. These you don't have to worry about backing up your information because it's stored in the cloud. That means that you lose your device, which, oh my gosh, hopefully that doesn't happen, right? You don't lose that information. You can clear it out through the internet. You can just say erase. And then you go and buy a brand new one if you need to, and sign in, and all that information is automatically synced onto the new one. So it makes it so you're no longer device dependent or location dependent. You then can thrive on whatever you want to do, productivity, use your files, check out contracts. I know some of us might have to deal with that, but it's great for a lot of salespeople in the field. You got to pull up a contract, have people sign with their finger, and send it right off. There's also a lot of really great apps for diet. I actually wasn't able to squeeze it in this time, but I highly recommend you guys go and check out some. There's a bunch of ones where you can check out calories if you wanted to see that. But I know this program is a little bit more than just tracking the calories, correct? So you want to actually see more of what you're eating and how often, and there's plenty of apps that can do that as well. So it's all about going to the App Store and really customizing these things, and it'll take you to new heights like you wouldn't even imagine. Great.
Thanks,
All righty. All right.
Thanks, Josh.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Josh is, as I said last week, he's one of my board members for technology. He's just done an amazing job to help my business with, getting on track and getting more efficient. When we're more efficient, we get more done. When we're more successful, we're more happy, we're less stressed, we have more budget to invest into our health and to healthy foods. Gosh, being able to share a calendar with your significant other, imagine the stress that cuts down on. No more, oh, you forgot about date night or you forgot this or that. So it's powerful. Josh's company is called Handheld Desk. He's available. He consults with businesses. He consults with individuals one-on-one. He comes out to your place or your house and he'll get you all set up and running efficiently. It's made my life so much easier. So thank you, Josh.
You're welcome. Thanks.
A little bit more health technology I want to touch on real quick. I think I mentioned it earlier in the program. We have access to a technology called a biophotonic scanner. It is developed by the University of Utah. The rights of it were bought by a company called Pharmanex, which is now owned by Nu Skin. And this technology, it's totally non-invasive. You put your hand on it, it shoots an infrared beam of light into your hand. Based on refraction, measures the amount of carotenoid tissue in your body, which then translates into the amount of antioxidant protection you have. And this is amazing. And we're actually bringing this up for the open house that we're having on June 13th from 2:30 to 6:30. We usually charge, my mentor usually charges $30 for a scan. I've asked him to do it for you guys for $10 that day. But we're also advertising it to the public, so there's a limited amount of scans we're going to be able to do. If you're interested in getting scanned that day, let me know. He's going to be here at the PEP session. He'll be here from 2:30 to 6:30 as well. Let me know. I'll make sure you get locked in and have a time slot, okay? Who followed through with the accountability exercise last week? Who contacted their accountability partner? You did? Excellent. Raise your hand if you did what you said you were going to do with that accountability partner. You took action.
Try.
Right.
Tried really hard.
I'll use the quote from the great Yoda of Star Wars. There is no try. You do or do not do.
Let's just say that unexpected results.
Unexpected results. Unexpected in a good way?
Not this time.
Not this way. But you made the effort. You took the first step. And then you followed through with your accountability partner. Now, did your accountability partner maybe help you tweak the dials and adjust and come up with a plan that would work?
Now we're working on that.
You're working on that.
Yeah,
Okay.
we did discuss it, but
Did you set a plan for the second step, the next follow-up, the next
that's up in the air right now.
up in the air?
Yeah, we'll probably talk after.
Okay. What about everybody else? Did they set a second step? Did they set a second action? Excellent. Board of directors. Who did that exercise? Who wrote out their board of directors?
Mentally count?
Mentally, that's where it starts. So we'll give you the first step on that. But take the second step and write it down, or better yet, utilize some technology, share it, and put it out there. Once it's down, it's down. When you can go back and access it, it's like, oh yeah, when you're having a problem, you're in a stressful situation, you know exactly who to go to for help. You know, guys, I started out by the little affirmation for showing up. Showing up is absolutely the first step for success. So I really do commend you guys for showing up today. I commend you for taking action and taking steps on the accountability exercise. We show up each week for you. I'm passionate, Leah is passionate about education and helping people and bettering the world and spreading the word about health. Stillman, I mean, gosh, 30 years of his life dedicated to fitness, and that's his passion. I'm gonna tell you, Stillman does not have to be here, guys. I watch him day in and day out. He is slammed. You're not even taking any new clients, are you? He has a client base that's incredible, some of which have been with him, over 15, 20 years. He's dedicated his Wednesdays to us. And so let's give him a round of applause, and thank you for that. But guys, we show up in different ways. I just came back from a profound 3-day intensive seminar. In 3 days, I spent 38 hours sitting in seats doing interactive activities. If you've ever heard of T. Harv Eker, you know that he's one of the world's premier educators. And he talks about showing up and the importance of that, because he says how you do anything is indicative of how you do everything. What you do in here is more or less indicative of what you're going to do outside. If you're sporadic in here about attendance, you're probably sporadic in other things in your life. If you wait till the last minute to do activities in here, you probably wait till the last minute to do other activities in your life. So we want to give you resources and ways that you can get better at things. We want to see you succeed, because you showing up, your presence and your participation is going to then show up in your level of success throughout your life. It's going to show up in the health of your relationships. It's going to show up on the level of abundance in your family, and it's going to show up in the productivity and the business in which you work for. And with the way the economy is today, and layoffs and all kinds of challenges going on, we want to elevate you guys to a level that you're operating so high within your company, that you're so valuable that if layoffs have to happen within a company, you guys are going to be the last person to go. You're going to be, indispensable, so to speak. So I want to take a moment to our tangible takeaways today. I want to commend a couple of people. Kirsty Cruz, she held herself accountable to the activity last week, and she emailed us in a picture of her doing her easy anytime exercise. Kirsty, how long did it take you to do this, to get somebody to take the picture and to push the button and email it?
About 5 minutes.
About 5 minutes you dedicated to that. And for your 5 minutes, I'm going to pay you back 300%, okay? Our reward to you is you're going to get a 15-minute chair massage, a little bit of relaxation on us. On June 13th, we're going to have chair massages here for the open house event. So I'll get with you and we'll schedule that time for you. So everybody give a round of applause. Pat yourself on the back and say, I'm awesome. Also, not to forget, Deborah Ann Lee also held herself accountable. Now, even though I said before Wednesday last week, I'm going to give you credit, Deborah Ann, because you got into us this morning, but how long did it take you to do that?
Oh, yeah, about 5 minutes.
5 minutes, same thing. I'm going to triple your return. I'm going to give you 15 minutes of a chair massage on June 13th. So thank you for holding yourself accountable and taking that action. In closing, guys, we're giving you some valuable information, and what you choose to do with it is up to you. And you can sit in here and listen and absorb it, and that's great. But if you don't take action, if you don't implement, if you don't just pick one thing and say, okay, I am inspired and I'm going to do this one thing to make my life better. Maybe it's making a drastic, change and investing in growing your own food. Or maybe it's just spending 5 minutes to learn that one feature on your cell phone that you've had for a year and have never used. So these little bits and pieces, these little tidbits we're giving you, when you start to add them up one by one, these little bitty movements, these little bitty changes, create massive results and massive actions in the end of your, throughout the course of your life. And I'm a prime example of that myself. I mean, everything that I am standing up here preaching you, I practice myself and I've implemented throughout my life and learned from some brilliant mentors like T. Harv Eker, like Stillman, and my board members and accountability partners like Josh. So once again, we're going to do different little affirmation today. Right hand in the air, wave to me, hey everybody. Pat yourself on the back, say I showed up. Left hand in the air, wave to everybody on your right shoulder, and give yourself a big hug and say, I am awesome.
I'm awesome.
Turn to your neighbor, give them a high five, and say, I am growing today. I'm growing today.
Growing today.
All right. If anybody wants any more of the spiruli, we have got plenty. So come on over here and see Leah and I, and we'll serve you up some more. But guys, have a great day, a productive week, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
Thanks, buddy.